Big Ghost Rider, man. I would like to welcome you guys to Legal Wars Live, man. Today's Saturday. It's a gorgeous day, man. You know what I'm saying? Only thing I could think of is this is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Look, man, I'm up here in New York City, you know, on the Upper West Side of Manhattan, you know. I'm from Mississippi, and back home I talked to my mother yesterday, and my mom told me it's like 91 degrees outside, but she said it feel like it's 200. You hear me? And New York is not that hot, I promise y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm blessed. I'm glad to be here, man. I'm glad to be alive. I'm glad to be a Christian, number one. I'm glad to be American, man. You know what I'm saying? We on the Tax to Rich tour. I think this episode like number 93. I know next week is the final week of the tour. And it's going to end on Saturday with 2 live streams. A double header on Saturday. That's 100 live streams I delivered to you guys in 90 days. I might have cheated a few days over 90 days. You know what I'm saying? That's 10 full-length vlogs, being that the final vlog of the tour is going to come out this weekend, man. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy myself, man, pushing all across the state of New York, pushing all across New York City, talking to people, meeting people, you know what I'm saying? The Tax to Rich tour. That's what I was doing. You know, as an American, if you guys don't know, I'm a disabled veteran. Yes, I'm a veteran of the United States military, so I want to start off by thanking all of our veterans for serving our country. The sacrifice of a few. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, for thinking, me being a veteran, I'm 46 years old. Like I said, I'm from Mississippi, conservative background, man, but I'm an independent, man. You know, just a regular American out here talking to the people. That's all I am, man. And I really enjoyed doing the Tax to Rich tour, just like I enjoyed the We the People tour, man. You know what I'm saying? Just getting out here, delivering content, traveling, everything I love doing, man. Politics, at the same time doing my legal cases, man. Exactly what I want to be doing. If you guys have not liked the video, I ask that y'all double tap the screen for me, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell, man. I want to start off by saying these numbers I'm going to start with today come from Fox News. You hear me? So I don't want to hear no Republicans crying. I don't want to hear no Republicans crying on this live stream this morning. But I invite all of you guys, Republicans, Independents, and Democrats, jump down in the comments and let your voice be heard. A Fox News poll has President Trump's overall approval at 30%. 39%, that's Fox News. If you guys don't know, I'm saying, well, let me just say here, President Trump started with 48% approval from the American voters. That's how he won the election. He won the election. We don't have to start with my opinion, Fox opinion, CNN opinion, nobody opinion. We starting with numbers this morning, straight numbers. President Trump won 48% of the voters, the popular vote. Am I right or wrong? That's how he become president. That's the majority of the voters. His numbers right now at 39%. It's no way. I mean, listen, when I argue and when I set up these arguments, I'm rock solid. We don't have to use nobody else's numbers. We could use your Republican numbers with your Republican slant and your Republican tilt with the same business organization, news organization that is cheerleading for President Trump and every other U.S. president to show American dominance and might on the world stage. They cheering for it. They cheering for the war. Fox News cheering for the war. Where since Fox News is cheering for the war, Fox News poll has President Trump's overall approval at 39%. That's Fox News viewers. And if you understand politics, you understand once a president hits under 40%, he is going down into dark waters, deep and dark waters with the American people. George Bush, his approval rating was at 37, 38%, 35%. He was in the mid-30s, President Bush. And guys, y'all remember when President Bush was president, he was largely highly unpopular. No one expects President Trump's approval numbers to hit 60%, but you need to keep them in the mid-40s. That's to be safe. If 48% of the people voted for you to elect you president, while you governing, I mean, I would hope that your job approval rate will be 52%. I'm hoping that you gonna win over some of them people who didn't even vote for you, but that's not what's happening. He's running in the complete opposite direction. 39%. His numbers on the economy, inflation, and the Iran war are well below 40%. I'm talking about, think about that. President Trump, his numbers on the U.S. economy, over 60% of Americans are disapproving. In a year with a midterm election, that is catastrophic. I don't see how y'all don't see it. If you can't see it, it's because you don't understand politics. I'm saying it's the economy, stupid. Y'all remember James Carville back then? Man, it's all about the economy. People vote with their pocketbooks. This is the reason why President Trump got elected. Inflation, that's another number. Inflation is a metric that I believe it sunk President Biden's hopes of becoming president, amongst other things, him falling down the stairs of Air Force One. But I think the price of goods, man, with the American people, listen, you think about how many people do you know who make at least $430,000 a year? Not many, right? Because people making over $430,000 a year, that's only 3 million people in the United States. Think about how vast the United States is. Just in this city, in New York City, I'm talking about, you looking at Brooklyn, there's almost 3 million people in Brooklyn. Well, the population of Brooklyn alone, look at it like that. That's how many people in the United States is actually making that much money, man. $430,000 a year. And you would think in America, man, it'd be more people than 3.5 million people making $430,000 a year. You would think that, right? No, that's not how it is. So how many people make less than $430,000 a year? 99% of America. But I'm saying relatively, if you're making $200,000 a year, even if you live in New York City, I'm saying you're going to be at least comfortable. If you live in Mississippi, you're going to be balling and rich. $200,000 a year, yeah, you in the top 10% of Americans. That's a lot larger group. That's 35 million Americans make at least $200,000 a year. But you looking at 300 million Americans. 300 million Americans who don't make $200,000 a year. The vast majority of those Americans make $60,000, $70,000 a year or less. You gotta look at these numbers. When we start talking about the economy, man, the numbers are stacked. The odds are stacked against you. That's why it don't matter how popular you are, President Trump, and how many diehard fans that you have. Yeah, you probably could go to the middle of Midtown on 37th or 38th or 42nd and commit a murder and get away with it. Yeah, you probably could do that. You probably could get charged with 34 felonies, President Trump, and become president again. Yeah, you could do that, but that economy better run. Them trains and them buses better run on time. That's the balance to that. You can't have a bad economy. You can't have a worse economy than Joe Biden. You can't be going picking wars and fights in the Middle East and then go out there and commit them felonies. Nah, it's time to put the cuffs on you. The people gonna turn on you. You gotta realize this. I'm saying he just thinking he invincible. He walking around. I'm saying I'm not hating on you, big dog. I got nothing but love on you, but it's too much of an ego problem. And now I'm saying on inflation, your numbers like Joe Biden's are worse. Y'all remember President Trump saying that Joe Biden was the worst president in U.S. history. Hey, most people, they just ignored that. They ain't paid no attention to that. They just like, oh, that's just President Trump. He just hate. That's what he always do. He just always be hating. Y'all know what I'm saying? But if you look at the numbers, I'm saying the stuff that the people care about, Joe Biden's numbers on the inflation were pretty bad. He got up to about 10% inflation. I think that's the third worst. Somebody could look that up and y'all could put it in the chat. I think that's the third worst in U.S. history. Pretty bad. Joe Biden flooded the market, flooded the zone with money. You could say it's due to COVID, but that's a mismanagement of the money and that COVID situation. And due to that inflation, which came behind it, I'm saying Joe Biden pulled millions of children out of poverty, millions of family out of poverty. I'm not saying that he didn't do something good. I'm just saying due to him flooding the market with that money, he had record inflation. I'm saying President Trump, he lets Joe Biden let 25 million, 20 million, 15 million, however many million Americans, I mean foreigners into America too. Poor people killing our economy. A lot of them work, but most of them not. You see what I'm saying? A lot of them are women and children, women with children, killing our economy. So that's why people are hating. That's why President Trump hate on Joe Biden. So you saying he the worst president in U.S. history? He got this much credence to that. But what I'm saying right now, President Trump, what about you? You're not flooding our economy. You're not flooding America with immigrants. But your numbers on inflation are historically low. They looking like President Biden's. Somebody got into the chat or they left a comment and they said, when is his numbers gonna get lower than President Biden's? They close, they getting there real soon. I'm watching them. I'm a numbers person. We talking numbers this morning. What your numbers looking like according to Fox News? We not talking about CNN. We not talking about MSNBC. We gonna talk about YouGov. Because YouGov had President Trump's approval rate at 30%. Guys, the number to try to hit is at least 99%. We know you're not going to get 100% approval, but 99% is the unreachable goal. You at 30%. What if you was given a test and a grade 30%? Who the boss? The American people, the boss. This is your boss. This is a representative democracy, boy. That means these people who put you in power, only 1 out of 3 of them are approving of your job. They only 1 out of 3 are approving on what you doing on your job. Bro, I'm talking about he under 40% on every metric but immigration. And in immigration, he's still lower than what he was elected at. He had 42% on immigration. And I'm saying, why would President Trump, who has closed the border, I'm talking about, if you think of one thing that President Trump has done that the American peoples wanted him to do, the mandates that he had, that he really went out there and he went out and successfully completed, was the border and immigration. I mean, virtually no people are coming into America. President Trump he set a goal of getting rid of 2,000 illegal aliens a day. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about, so you would think on immigration, man, if there was any metric, I look in 2024. You know what I'm saying? Prior to the election and some polls, man, they have his approval rating on the economy at nearly 60%. Immigration, Fox News polls have it at nearly 60%. I'm saying that makes sense. The majority of the American people, that's why they voted for him. They were thinking A, B, C, and D coming from President Trump. But I'm saying now his numbers are at 42% on even immigration. I'm saying those, if you guys understand polls, those are historically low poll numbers. And this is Fox News numbers. I'm saying, what are you going to do when you got a midterm election and you only got 30-some% of the American people approval? And on top of that, you are clearly the most popular Republican. Who can argue with that? President Trump is clearly the most popular and powerful Republican. That's the only way you can explain that a man who is on the Epstein list, a man who has been convicted of improprieties with women, a man who has caught 34 felonies could get re-elected president. That's the only way you can explain it. He's the most popular Republican in America. But that Iran war has the people not so much. I'm talking about you got people like Tucker. That's why I'm telling y'all, when I tell y'all Tucker, when I tell y'all Megyn Kelly, when I tell y'all Candace Owens, Nick Fuentes, Alex Jones, when I tell you Joe Rogan, I don't see nobody on YouTube. I don't see nobody on Twitch. I don't see none of these streamers speaking positively about President Trump and that Iran war. Because the vast majority of the people who doing these live streams and on the internet, the majority of them probably 50 years old or younger. However, on Fox News, that's the only where you see it at, where they supporting this war, that they want to fight, or they think it's a good idea for America to fight Iran. I'm hearing in President Trump's administration, they saying, let's go finish the job, man. He considering putting troops on the ground right now with all these numbers. I'm saying, I heard someone on CNN said, oh, he's brave to take a political risk. He's brave to take a political risk, one of the Republican strategists. Because the Mullah regime needed to be dealt with, the Iranians need to be dealt with. So President Trump is the first president since Jimmy Carter to have the courage to actually go up and stand up to the Iranians. Regardless of the political cost, he's doing the right thing. That's what you saying. That's what you thinking. That's not what the American people want. Listen, we love the CIA. We love the political side. But listen, it's not what y'all want or what y'all think is right. Because it is not factual that you are making America safer. We want to make America great again. Ain't that what we doing, President Trump? It's not factual that you making America safer with that war in Iran. You might be making Europe safer. You might be making Israel safer. You might be making the Middle East safer, but you're not making America safer. Because if they could hit the U.S. homeland, how many of y'all heard one time the Iranians even make a threat to hit New York City? How many of y'all, you think if the Iranians had a ballistic missile that could hit New York City, they wouldn't have at least launched it or attempted? How many of y'all heard them threat? They saying they want to kill President Trump. They keep talking about it. Blood for blood, that's in their culture. You kill my daddy, the supreme leader, I will kill your father, President Trump. You know what I'm saying? It's in their culture. But I'm saying, when you hear about them trying to kill President Trump, why won't they shoot some ballistic missiles at Washington, D.C. at the White House? Because they can't hit America. The American homeland, according to U.S. intelligence, was not under threat of any attack. So the American people, they foo-fooing, shoo-shooing, and poo-pooing that war. Because they don't care nothing about it. We talking about the majority. I get on here and I talk to y'all and I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all down below in the chat, in the comments. I talk to Americans. I hear plenty of Americans outside the South. I could go to the South and I could play you nothing but interviews from Americans who speak favorably about President Trump. If you're talking about 30% of voters, if those numbers are correct, and 170 million voters, well, you're talking about well over 30 million people. Nearly 40 million people we talking about who speak favorably about President Trump. So yeah, you could run around with a camera out and find a bunch of people and be Fox News and try to make it seem like everybody is in love with President Trump. But when you run numbers on, I'm talking about Fox News, imagine how you feel. And you running poll numbers. And y'all, or your network is encouraging this war, and you see 39% approval rating for a president. Those are historically low numbers. 39%, he gonna beat George Bush. He talking about putting boots on the ground. President Trump, you at 39% before you even with the air campaign. You in the 30s with the air campaign. You put boots on the ground. President Trump, you gonna hit the 20s. Listen, y'all, I made a prediction before about the stock market. How many of y'all remember that? I said the stock market gonna hit 50,000 points. I'm talking about, I said it way back then when he first got in office, when it was at 46,000, 47,000. I said it was gonna hit 50,000 and keep climbing soon. I'm making a similar type prediction right now. President Trump's approval rating gonna be below 30%, 29% on a Fox News poll. They gonna be astonished. But I'm saying, in your mind, in his head, that he's going to accomplish something great. Forget the politics. Forget if it kills me politically. Forget if the Democrats take over the House of Representatives and the Congress. Nah, they're not going to be able to protect you, President Trump. That's not what I'm telling you. They're not going to be able to protect you. Your boy Lindsey Graham, unfortunately, he's dead. Your boy Charlie Kirk, unfortunately, he's dead. Your girl Marjorie Taylor Greene, unfortunately, she not with you no more. Tucker Carlson, your allies are leaving you. I'm saying it's gonna be utter chaos, and I warned of this. Yes, he will get impeached again. He might get removed this time. I know you might need 60 votes in the Senate, but I'm saying, like, what if there's still that Republican that's not? I'm telling you, largely, the American people are largely, unproportionately against this war or against this conflict. That's factual. You cannot argue the stats. You cannot argue the data. I think it's worse than the numbers Fox News is telling us. I think his approval rating is lower than 39%. I think lower than 34 or 33% of people approve of the Iran war. It's horrible, man. The economy, inflation, all the prices are higher, and Fox News knows it, man. I'm saying the people know it. They know it. I'm saying this is, you saying you don't care about the political consequences to President Trump. Well, what I'm trying to tell you is, tell me that in March of 2027, when they got Don Jr., when they got Jared Kushner again, when they got Ivanka Trump before Congress testifying, tell me you don't care about the political consequences for President Trump. Tell me you don't care about the political consequences for President Trump when he get impeached for the third time. And they're going to make a real push to remove him because the American people are not supporting you. The American people don't feel sorry anymore. Listen, President Trump, he loves getting admiration from the people. He think it's about the people, but what happened when the people turn on you? Because they will turn on you. The people will turn on you. Not everybody. You gonna have loyal followers, but your loyal followers will get quiet when they see the masses coming for you. They turn on Jesus. They gonna turn on you too. The people turn on you. That's part of the game. And I'm saying this is a time to turn on President Trump. When he first was elected, and Bernie Sanders and AOC, doing the No Kings rally. You know what I'm saying? And they start with the no oligarchy stuff, and they organize millions of Americans doing the largest protest in U.S. history, by the way. I'm saying that's one thing. But when you start getting Republicans, your own party, your own kinsmen, your own people, your own allies, when they start turning on you, it's a problem. It's a big problem. It's like President Trump is completely ignoring what the people want, how the people feel. He's governing from a place that I don't understand. I'm saying we could talk these tariffs. That's the next conversation. We could talk tariffs and we could talk Canada. Can someone please explain why President Trump hates Canada so much to me? Please. Can you explain that to me? How does that help America with the Central Intelligence Agency? How does that help America with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, American military? How does it help America in any way outside of a greedy mentality if we are taxing our neighbors and our friends, Canada? Do you understand that the Americans need a multilateral presence in Iran? And let me break this down to you, and then I'll get back to Canada and those tariffs. Listen. I heard someone else on CNN, I think it was Representative Ro Khanna from California. I heard him say that President Obama negotiated, he brought China to the table, which is true. If I'm not mistaken, he had Russia in it too. He had the whole world telling Iran to give up that nuclear material. If I'm not mistaken, that's exactly how it went. I know China was involved. And Ro Khanna said that it's President Trump's ego that's stopping him from getting China or Xi, who he said his best friend, to put the pressure on Iran to come to the table and make a deal. I'm saying, why won't you get China to help you? I'm saying, why won't you get, you know what I'm saying, instead, what Secretary Hegseth is saying is that the Russians and the Chinese, they are definitely helping the Iranians. He stopped short of saying that they're providing weapons to the Iranians, but he said they're definitely helping in more ways than some. So what I'm saying to to Representative Ro Khanna from California this morning is, your claims is that, and I'm telling y'all finna see everything I've been telling y'all over these Tax to Rich episodes. Representative Khanna, your claim is that President Obama, he got China to the table, he didn't say the Europeans, he got these people to the table to convince Iran to give up 97% of their enriched uranium. This is according to Representative Ro Khanna. I didn't write this down. My memory's that good. I'm sitting here, I just listen to people talk and remember what you say. So according to this representative, he said that President Obama convinced Iran to give up 97% of their enriched uranium, which we have not gotten from the Iranians. Instead, we got war and higher gas prices. Like I'm saying, if you look at the comparison, that's what he's saying. But I will say something though, like that I was thinking about in that situation. President Trump, when the mistake he made is tearing up President Obama's deal. It's that competition. That's the mistake he made, number one. Number two, a fatal mistake is going at the Europeans. Because what Ro Khanna failed to realize, or what he failed to say, he failed to mention the United Kingdom's influence in that situation. Representative Ro Khanna, he failed to mention France's and Germany's influence in that situation. You don't understand that. I'm saying we know the Americans are the supreme power in the world. I'll try to break this down to you as easy as I can. We understand the Americans are the supreme power at this current time in the world. Fact or fiction, right? In the world, okay? Now, however good the Americans' influence is, I'm saying the United Kingdom's influence with the Americans' influence is that much better. Can you understand that? And that goes deeper than what you can understand, because Starmer, the former leader of the United Kingdom, just went to China. How long ago? How long ago Starmer just went to China? France. They got a relationship with China. It might be better than America's. I don't see why it wouldn't be. President Trump, and maybe the people argue with that, but why wouldn't China's relationship be better with France and Germany and United Kingdom than America? I know Iran's relationship with the United Kingdom. Man, I used to talk to a girl who was an Iranian, a real born Iranian, who was in school in Germany. You have a lot of Iranians going to school in Europe. Their relationship, they have a good, but we're not talking about Iran, we're talking about China. That's what I'm talking about. President Obama, he had the Germans, he had the United Kingdom, he went and got his friends first. So you don't have just the United States, you have the French, you have the British, you have the Germans, you have the Italians, and y'all all, the Canadians, y'all all going to China, y'all all going to Xi. That's the difference. That's why President Obama, listen, it's not that President, you don't think President, how many of y'all don't think that President Trump asked Xi to help him in Iran? It's not that he didn't ask Xi to help him in Iran. He did ask Xi to help him. You could trust and believe he was over there. He talked to him. They talked about the Iranian war. President Trump solo by himself, he don't have the influence to pull it off. He needs some help. That's ego and pride. He need help. He need the help from the Europeans. Every single conflict. Listen, Iraq too. Because I'm saying this conflict is the biggest of all these conflicts I'm finna name. It's going to be bigger. Iran's military is just natural. Iran's military is bigger and stronger. They got more money. They got more people than Iraq and Afghanistan combined. But I'm saying the first time we went into Iraq, Desert Storm, back in the 90s, we had a whole coalition of nations. Not just their military, not just expending their resources. You know how many thousands of Europeans died for America in those wars in the Middle East? Somebody get down in the chat and let us know how many thousands combined Europeans died fighting for America's cause in the Middle East. How many billions did the Europeans spend fighting in the Middle East for America's causes? President Trump making America great again. This is a world problem. You should get a world coalition to deal with it. That's your fatal flaw. That's your fatal mistake. Ain't nobody else gonna tell you. But I'm gonna tell you that this morning. That's why I keep talking about the Europeans. That's what you need. You need that influence. You need their resources. You need their treasure. We're expending all of America's resources and treasure trying to solve a problem that's not even our problem. It's not adding up. It's not going to add up politically, and the American people are not going to support it largely. And that's just the situation that we in. That's the situation President Trump in. It's a difficult situation he's in. A very difficult situation. You talking about finishing the job. I'm saying, and it don't matter how loud you talk, it's like he can't hear. Yeah, he do hear me. There was a report from CNN that the Americans attempted, or President Trump is attempting to see where the Iranians stand on a peace deal, because he understands he need to get out of this as quick as possible, because your next move is political suicide. He done calculated the risk. He willing to take it. He in his mind have convinced himself he's doing this for the good of America. So President Trump and his party, he about to commit political suicide. But I'm saying, what you doing to America standing on the world stage? Because I'm saying we looking real bad right now. The United States is looking bad. And so what that wants you to do, Jesse Walters, is go get the A-10 bombers, go get the Abrams tanks, go get the Apache helicopters. You want to try to dominate them and inflict more pain on them, and it's not working. It's not gonna work. You could put troops and boots on the ground. That's more money. That's more American treasure. And you probably won't be successful as you think you were. Listen, if you done came in here in this situation in Iran, President Trump and them, obviously it hadn't went to plan. You think he planned on the Houthis saying they blocked the Red Sea and Iran blocked the Strait of Hormuz? You think if President Trump seen that before he made them orders, he would have made them orders? You are a nut. No, he wouldn't. He didn't see that forthcoming. Why would I have the confidence that he could see anything else forthcoming moving forward in this war? He didn't see himself getting into this situation before he attacked him. So you talking about finishing the job? Drones is just a part of your problem. That's just a part of your problem. The United States military is much stronger than the Taliban, much stronger, times 1,000. They removed the Taliban from power, and 20 years later, the Taliban fought them for 20 years, and in the end, regardless of what you say, they back in power. While the IRGC is much more powerful than the Taliban. Your results gonna be the same. This is a forever war, a never-ending 20-year conflict that you cannot win. Bro, I got a mental disability, so I never make fun of somebody with a disability. I'm a civil rights fighter. I got lawsuits in federal court against local municipalities. But I'm saying, like, the man acting like he retarded. Why you can't see this? You don't understand this. You are finna step into, you are not putting troops in Iran and finishing no job, you idiot. There ain't no job for you to finish. You're not finishing no job in Iran. What job you finished in Afghanistan? Let me know. What job did we finish in Afghanistan? What job did you finish in Iraq? What job did you finish? Oh, you set up a puppet government in Iraq. The Iranians got more influence on the Iraqis than the Americans do. Facts. That's what I'm trying to tell you. There ain't no job to finish in Iran, bro. It's a trap. It's the setup. Why you think the Chinese and the Russians are supporting Iran to continue fighting this war? Because it's everything that they've been trying to, that's what they've been trying to do the entire time. It's everything that they wanted. The United States bogged down in a military conflict in the Middle East that we cannot win. We won in Afghanistan. We won in Afghanistan. We won in Afghanistan. That's what victory looked like. A victory for you looks like you removing the Taliban, them fighting you for 20 years, and in 20 years, you got people hanging off of airplanes while you leaving and the Taliban still in power. That's what a victory looks like. It's gonna look even worse in Iran. Even worse. They much stronger than the Taliban is. Common sense ain't that common. We applaud your bravery and courage to do something no president has ever did since Jimmy Carter and stand up against the Mullah regime. We applaud that. Great job. But it was utter insanity politically. Utter insanity. Listen, even if you want to stand up to the Mullah regime, I'm saying the management of the conflict, the way he has managed it, that's the problem. And I'm saying people will compare Obama and Trump together in their managements of the conflict anyway, but the fact that he tore up the deal, I'm saying there ain't nothing else for us to do, but he tried to offer the Iranians a sweetheart deal, and instead the Iranians killed. I mean, the Americans, President Trump, he didn't kill their daddy. He didn't kill their supreme leader. They don't want your sweetheart deal. You could offer them a deal better than Barack Obama. He can't win. But they don't want your deal. They want to fight. They want a war. That's what the IRG, President Trump, the pain that you flick on the Iranians is going to be on the Iranian people. If you cut off the power in Iran, the IRGC, you don't think they got generators? They sell millions of barrels of oil, buddy. Millions of barrels of oil. You don't think the IRGC got generators? They got $50,000 drones. They got ballistic missiles. Them ballistic missiles cost money, and they had tens of thousands of them. Maybe not tens, they had a bunch of them. Thousands. So you say the IRGC don't have generators. When you cut off the power to the Iranian people, they don't care about the Iranian people. That's what I'm saying. When you go into Afghanistan, it's like in your mind, he inflicting pain on the Iran, the country, the buildings, the infrastructure. Them people in a different mindset than you. They don't care. They'll kill their own people. They don't care about them buildings. They don't care about that infrastructure. They don't care about how many people you kill. They don't care about none of that. The IRGC, they still gonna have money. They still gonna have food. The people fighting you. They're going to have access to whatever funds are available in Iran. Listen, I'm telling you, I believe that the Chinese and the Russians, they're going to slide the Iranians money. That blockade, I don't think it's going to be as successful as America thinks. President Trump, he over there trying to be like John Wayne, do that by himself. That is the improper way to do it. That is un-American. That conflict is too big. It is too big for us to be fighting that by ourselves. This ain't President Obama bombing Libya. Let's be real. You trying to fight the same war that the Bushes fought with, just doing it with America and Israel. I'm talking about the cost of the conflict. The casualties are going to be high. You think of all the casualties, you'll think about, only 3,000 Americans or 2,000 Americans or 4,000 Americans died in these wars you're talking about, Ghost. But think about how many Europeans died. That's what I'm talking about. How many Canadians died in those conflicts? I'm talking about, bro, listen. The influence. You need the influence. He's trying to do this by himself, and it has cost him dramatically, politically. 39% approval with the American people. You might as well say we in August. Let's just say we in August. You got September, October, and then bam, at the beginning of the next month is your elections. Once we get to August the 1st, you got all of August, all of September, and all of October. You about 100 days out from the election. 100 days from the election. And you talking about putting boots on the ground in Iran. I'm talking about bro, listen. The best President Trump is the greatest gift. President Trump is the greatest gift that the Democrats has ever had. The greatest gift. He's the greatest gift. I mean, who would have ever dreamt it? Whatever play. The Democrats could have never came up with a strategy better than President Trump. Never. Let's go put boots on the ground again in the Middle East, this time in Iran, right before the midterm elections. Boy, I'm telling you, listen, look, President Trump came out and said the Chinese were trying to influence the American elections. President Trump just now gave a speech. How many of y'all seen that address to America? I know a lot of y'all Democrats might not have watched it, but I'm saying the Republicans, y'all in here, y'all just seen him. He gave a speech. He was President Trump. The Chinese, they're influencing, they're interfering in the American elections. So we already said that. We already know, and in his first term, it was the Russians influencing the American elections. They got American intelligence, got facts of this. What are you talking about, Ghost? What I'm talking about is the Chinese. And if you think the Chinese and the Russians are trying to influence American elections, you don't think they know when the elections are? You don't think they know what the midterms are? You don't think the Chinese and the Russians know that the midterms are happening this fall, in November, in the United States? President Trump just now accused the Chinese of meddling in American elections, and in his first term, the Democrats accused the Russians. So I'm saying, you don't think that that the Russians and the Chinese know that we got midterms this November? And I'm saying they're the big brothers they're the big dogs over in Asia. That's Iran's closest allies. They gonna help Iran. Listen, President Trump, he said that Xi was his friend. He said Putin was his friend. Xi and Putin is his friend. So what my question is to y'all, don't Xi and Putin, they understand that if the Democrats get power and gain power, Xi and Putin, they understand that this war is not, listen, Xi and Putin, they know this war ain't popular in China or Russia. I'm saying, run the numbers, America fighting this war amongst the Russians, the Chinese. Nah, I'm saying the Europeans all over the world. I think it was Ipsos, they did the poll. It was like 82% of the world was against this war, 32 nations. So what I'm trying to say is he know that this war is unpopular in America. They know that, but they want the war to be continued. The Chinese do, and the Russians do. They want the war continued. Why is that? These are President Trump's friends. I'm saying these are President Trump's friends. Why they want the war continued? It's not beneficial to President Trump if this war continues. If he put boots on the ground, I'm talking about in November. If there's boots on the ground in November, the Democrats, they win in everything. They win in Texas, they win in Ohio, they win in Maine, they win in the Iowa governor's way, any kind of seat. They winning in Michigan. The Democrats winning in Michigan. They win in every. They gonna clean house. It's gonna be historic losses for the Republican Party. Listen, if the American people right now, he's got a 39% approval rating, and he hadn't put boots on the ground. And you getting closer and closer to the elections. This is an utter catastrophe of his own making. You put boots on the ground, the gas prices, if they at $4 right now, if them boots touch the ground, them gas prices at $6, $7. If y'all listen, he said he was surprised that the gas prices didn't go as high as he thought they would. As soon as them boots touch the ground, that's what they finna do. Them gas prices gonna hit the ceiling. That means inflation is up. Cost of goods, everything is higher. That's what that means. Boots on the ground, that's what that means. I think his stock market gonna take a hit with boots on the ground. Yeah, I think your stock market gonna take a hit when you put boots on the ground. That's gonna look a lot different. We gonna see casualties, American soldiers dying. Like, it's gonna look a whole lot different. The Iranians, they waiting for you. They've been prepared for you for 47 years. This don't have nothing to do with an American. Listen, in Vietnam, the American troop was better trained than the Viet Cong. Better equipped, more money. The American troop was probably all of that over a Soviet troop during Vietnam. Still lost. During Iraq, too, the American troops were better equipped, more trained than Saddam's army, and you still left there looking horrible. During Afghanistan, the American troops, they more armed, trained, equipped, 1,000, 10,000 to 1 to the Taliban, 100,000 to 1 to the Taliban. And they still was in power. They was in power when you came. They fought you the entire time you was there, and they was in power when you left. I don't see how you don't count that as a victory for them. The Taliban beat you. So I'm trying to get how I don't see where on the board you think that we're about to go finish the job. You are about to go embarrass the United States. That's what you're gonna do. World gas prices, bro. It could turn to a crisis, because I think the Iranians can elevate their level of attacks. The Iranians are pounding. I'm talking about they're causing damage. That's why, listen, equipment will get destroyed usually before people will get killed. I'm saying you can move the people a lot easier than you can move the tanks, or you can move the F-35s. You understand that? You can move the Humvees. You can move the people quicker if a missile's coming in. Because America, they know they get warning radar. So what I'm saying is when you see them American troops, or when the troops are dying, your equipment's getting destroyed. Bases are being hit, something getting hit. Because they hit stuff and it's not really reported. They're destroying equipment, billions of dollars of American equipment, and it's not getting reported because who cares about a $35 million plane getting destroyed? It just make the news when people die. That's what I'm saying. They hitting Jordan, Kuwait. They trying to step up their defenses. They hitting Bahrain. And American interest is in that region. What I'm trying to say, my point is, I believe they could go harder than what they're going right now. So I think when you put boots on the ground, I think they're gonna be going to. You're gonna see Iran. It's gonna, but I'm saying not that you have a fear of the American military fighting the Iranians. The fear is $9 gas prices. That's the fear. But it seemed like President Trump don't care about that. Listen, CNN reported that the American people have paid 53 to 73 billion with a B more in gas prices. 70 billion. You are charging a tax on the American people to fight this war. That's just in gas prices. If you add in the total number of inflation, it's over 100 billion that the American people have paid. The American people have paid. We not talking about what you at the billions of dollars you asking Congress for. We not talking about the billions of dollars that you have spent. This has to be the first time in U.S. history that we are calculating a tax on the American people. You can make $2 billion and you gonna tax us 70 billion so far. And gas prices, gas increases for the war. You can make $2 billion, but you gonna make us pay for the war. And you don't care. I'm telling you, a catastrophe is coming. And if you can't see that, if you a Republican, you as dumb as you supposed to be. You deserve everything you gonna get in November. If you can't see that as a Republican, go ask Speaker Johnson. Speaker Johnson could see that. He know, bro, they finna get wiped out. Y'all finna get wiped out. Look, President Trump, it's like he almost could see it. He knew it. He was trying it, boy. He gonna Greg at it, boy, like, you gonna cut me some seats? You gonna give me some 5 seats? Failed. California said we ain't having it. The Democrats saying, nah, you ain't gonna cheat. It don't let the Democratic Party don't have no money. That's what you don't understand. Ask Mondami. I'm up here in New York. Ask him how much Como outspent him in the election. Ask him how many times to one. It don't matter. The people didn't want the old stuff. They tired of that old stuff. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You in a regular election climate, you could say the person with the most money, they should win, but these are not going to be a regular election climate. You fighting a war in Iran that the American people are disgusted by. Number one, it don't matter how much they disgusted by, you taxing them for it. You making them pay $70 billion to this point in these higher gas prices. You making us pay money to fight this Iranian war. You gonna pay for that, boy. You gonna get wiped out. I don't see how you don't see it. Every other president in American history got wiped out for doing stupid stuff like that. You gonna get wiped, boy. They wiping the floor with you. And as soon as Hakeem Jeffries and them take over, the number one order of business is the impeachment. Third, Donald J. Trump. It's coming 2027. How much you want to bet? You can't blame, how you gonna blame Barack Obama for his deal that you tore up? You tore his deal up. You know what he should have done? He should have left his deal in place. Tell me I'm an idiot. I'm way smarter than you, boy. Listen to this. Listen to what you talking about, the solutions you got, and listen to what I'm saying. He should have left that deal in place. And the deal has expired at the time when he going to war with them anyway. So I'm saying you leave the deal in place and try to negotiate something new. You tear the deal up, they hate you. The FBI telling them that it was the Iranians who attempted to assassinate him in Butler, Pennsylvania. They hate him. It's not like they don't hate Barack Obama, but it's President Trump. It's the things you do that make people feel the way they do about you. They hate him. And I'm saying, I don't see how you could say, ain't none of this ain't at his own hands. These are at his own doings. These are his own doings. It was President Trump's idea to tear up that deal. It was President Trump's idea. Listen, I'll give you this, and I applauded him for this, and I think this is what happened. He got that ego and that God complex, okay? This is what happened. So he bombed Iran the first time. Charlie Kirk going to the White House begging him not to do it. But I'm saying he bombed Iran one day, it's over with. The American people, even if they don't like it or support it, I'm saying, what we going I did a 3 live streams on this before he went to war with Iran this time. When you bombed them the first time one day, the American people, they might not like it. You bomb them on a Sunday. Okay, it's Monday. You're not bombing them no more. It's done. It's over with. It don't matter if they don't like it. It's over with. It's Tuesday. It's Wednesday. It's Thursday. It's no more bombs. The Strait of Hormuz is still clear. It's the next Monday. And you might have MSNBC talking about how bad of an idea it was to bomb the Iranians. And they arguing over whether you obliterated their nuclear complexes or not. But I'm saying that with the American people, they done moved on to their life. They don't see gas prices going to $5, $6, $7. They don't see none of that. They done moved on with their life. So that gave him confidence. He like, I could do something that my top advisor, Charlie Kirk, could advise me not to do. I don't care what y'all say. Charlie was his top advisor. That's not in his cabinet, definitely. So he could go against that advice, and it looked like he won. Because he go bomb Iran, and it's like, okay, we destroyed their nuclear capabilities. One day, it's over with. I'm talking about his ego, his head in the clouds. He going against and winning. And then here comes Venezuela, and he do the same thing in Venezuela. One day, over with. The American people wake up this day and you telling them what happened. And we seeing Maduro on a helicopter landing in Manhattan in handcuffs. It's over with. He went through the courts and everything. That's a second huge political victory on the world stage. Now he feeling invincible. He can't be stopped. He feeling invincible. I went against what the people said, and I went and attacked. I ran the first time, and I won. And I went, so I laid my argument to where if you wanted to do a campaign against Iran, how I would be like Charlie Kirk and say, don't do it. But if you couldn't convince the big dog not to do it, then you got to be in and out of there, sir, in 21 days, 3 weeks. You need to be in and out of Iran in 3 weeks tops. And I did live streams and I broke down why that was. I said how, and I'm saying you ain't listening. And I'm saying because you don't listen, I'm saying unpopular, hugely unpopular. Not only is it unpopular, you making the American people have to pay a tax for you fighting this war. 70 billion. And higher gas prices to this point spent by the American people, 70 billion. The average household has spent between $477 and $700 higher, more, due to these gas prices first 4 months. About $475 to $700 higher. The average household. Think about those independent contractors who own trucking companies. Calculate how much money CNN they spend in hiring gas prices. People own businesses. I'm saying the average family, listen, if you like I said, if your family, y'all make $200,000 a year, I'm saying $700. When you go out to eat, you gonna spend $700 on a family meal. But I'm saying if you make $50,000, $60,000 a year, $700 is some money. Especially if you got a family, especially if you live in a city where rent is $2,900. Boy, I'm telling you, I'm talking about a flat. A 300-400 foot flat, the size of a hotel room here on the Upper West Side. You got in the same room, your kitchen, everything is straight flat, 2,900. You say 2,900. In Houston, I'm saying 1,400 right outside I'm talking about beautiful city in Cypress, Harris County. $1,400, you could get a beautiful apartment. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying if you making $75,000 a year and you up here trying to live, I'm saying it's hard. These people in New York, they don't want to leave their homes. They shouldn't have to leave their homes. They want politicians to create a political climate to where they could be successful. You could create a political climate to where a billionaire or a multi-millionaire could be greatly successful. When you gonna create the climate for the people who don't have nothing? That's the question. Instead of creating a climate, what you do is you make the average American household pay between $475 and $700 more in 4 months to fight a war that the American people, forget the American people, the Iranians do not have the capabilities of hitting the American homeland. If they did, they would definitely be doing it right now. If the Iranians could hit the American homeland, what they waiting for? Well, I'm saying America's attacking them. You hit Jordan. They striking Jordan. They hit Israel. Israel a little bit further out. I'm saying, but I mean, we in question if you could even hit the United Kingdom. I want to see it. I don't even know if the Iranians have the capability of hitting the UK with a ballistic missile. You talking about thousands of miles, boy. That's some technology you need. I don't know if they have that capability. You talking about hitting DC or New York, boy, you smoking big crack. See, they sitting there lying to the American people or America in the world. The America's not safer. Say the world is a safer place. And I'm saying if the Strait of Hormuz and the Red Sea, if a tanker cannot navigate through the Strait of Hormuz or the Red Sea, how is the world safer? The tankers could navigate in the Strait of Hormuz and the Red Sea prior to the war, but they can't now. So how's the world safer? You got to make this make sense to me, man. It ain't making no sense. And I'm saying, here you are. This the situation you got yourself in. And I don't see no positivity coming out of it for the Republicans. I don't see it. I see a bloodbath. That's what I see. I don't care how y'all feel. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to care about my opinion. All I care about is what I'm saying is right. Everything I'm saying is right. That's what I'm talking about. Everything I'm saying is right. Am I right or wrong? It don't matter if you care about my opinion. The smart people, they listen to me. You know what I'm saying? Because they know everything I'm saying and it come out just like I'm saying. I don't see how you don't see it. I don't see how y'all can't understand it. Most people do. Tucker Carlson, he understands it and he sees it. Ben saw it. President Trump, he saw it before he became president. Since he became president, now he don't see it. The result of this war is America is not going to be the dominant force in the world. That's the result. That's the result. Remember when I said you're going to go in there and bleed out? Yeah, that's what's going to happen. That's the result. The result of this war is the Democrats, when they take power, the presidency, they're going to remove all of America's influence in the Middle East. Whatever you're trying to do, the opposite going to happen. It's not working. I don't care what you say. You ask 4 American people. Ask 4 American. I'll do it right now. It's just because I'm in New York. It depends on the area you in. Let's go to a purple state and ask 4 American people if they believe this Iran war is a good idea. And I'm telling you, 3 out of 4 of them do not. In Mississippi, you might get 3 out of 4 of them that agree. In Alabama, you might get 3 out of 5 that agree. In Louisiana, But you're not gonna win no election in Louisiana, and Mississippi, and Alabama. Ain't no Democrat. We ain't counting on flipping the House about winning Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana. What about Texas? That's a problem for you. What about Florida? Florida gonna be a problem for you. Watch what I tell you. Florida gonna be a problem, a big problem. If you guys have not liked the video, I ask that y'all like the video for me. Double tap the screen for me. If you on a cell phone, it's free to show some love. Subscribe to the channel and make sure y'all hit that notification bell, guys. We on the upper west side of Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? Doing what I do. You know? This is what I do, baby. I'm not doing this for your opinion. I don't care about your opinion. Go tell your mama or your wife or your child your opinion. People always trying to put their opinions on me. You act like somebody care about your opinion. I don't care about your opinion. Start a live stream and start telling people your opinion. You see what I'm saying? I don't care if you care about my opinion. Obviously I don't. I'm saying that. But I'm just telling you what's going to happen. I'm not on here to get you to like what I'm saying. I'm telling you what's going to happen. The weatherman, when he come out and tell you the weather, he ain't telling you to like if it's going to rain or not. He just on there telling you that it's going to rain today. And it's raining in America. Whether you like it or not, it's not about you getting your opinion. Nobody cares about your opinion. That's what you realize. It don't matter. Your opinion is irrelevant. Listen, if I talk to 10 people in New York, their opinion is gonna be politically completely different than 10 people in Mississippi. You gotta realize that. Your opinion, you can have your whole community with you and your opinion don't matter. That's what you gotta understand. It's the opinion of the collective whole. It's the opinion of the heartbeat of America. It's not the opinion of your community. Nobody don't care. The only people care about your community's opinion are the people in your community. I can promise you, ain't one person in Mississippi care about the opinion of a person in the city of New York. Ain't one person in Mississippi care about the opinion politically of a person in New York. And ain't one person in New York care about the political opinion of a person in Mississippi. The only people care about your opinion is in your community. I'm bigger than your community. That's different. That's the difference between me and these people walking around here. I'm bigger than their community. They are as big as the Upper West Side. I'm as big as Michigan, boy. You know how, go to Portage, Michigan, bro. You feel me? I'm as big as Tennessee, boy. Tennessee, baby. I'm as big as North Kakalaki. You feel me? I'm gonna put these states on the map. I'm as big as Colorado, Denver, Colorado, baby. I'll see you in a little bit. Mad love for Colorado. I made a mistake. I said I ain't been to Colorado in 7 years. It's been 6 years. 5 or 6 years. Last time I've been to Colorado, it was in 2019. So it's been, 2020, it's been about, it was in 2020, 2021. So it's been about 7 years, I believe. 5 years, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, baby, I'm bigger than your community, man. You gotta understand that. Wherever your community is, Mississippi, they see that. I'm bigger than Mississippi, bruh. I love Texas. I'm bigger than Texas, man. You feel that? I'm gonna be everywhere in this country. I'm America. That's what y'all gotta realize when you talk. I'm America. Ain't nobody care about my opinion. I'm saying you don't even care about people's opinions, right? That's why y'all in the mess y'all in, President Trump, because you don't care. Do you care? I don't care. But I'm not gonna make my job. I'm gonna do my job right. And you got 39% job approval from your boss, the American people, your boss. And your numbers are sinking. Nobody cares about your opinion. Keep telling yourself that in your head. When you wake up in the morning continually to tell yourself that no one cares about your opinion not changing nothing. What's your opinion changing? It ain't changing nothing. We are not going to Iran to win no war. That's a fantasy. That's a fallacy, a fantasy, and a pipe dream. The only victory we gonna get the same victory in Iran we got in Afghanistan. Period. You not winning the war in Iran. Period. The Iranian President Trump realizes that, but the Iranians don't want a peace deal. So he gotta fight. He don't have a choice. President Trump don't want to fight this war. He understands it was a mistake. He don't want to fight the war. He stepped in some dog crap that he can't get off his shoe. He don't want to fight the war. He know it's a mistake. The Iranians, see, that's what you don't understand. Somebody else, when you pick a fight with somebody, the other person has a say in this fight. And the Iranians say is that they want to keep fighting. You shouldn't have started it. You going around bullying people like you a big dog. Well, let's get it on, partner. It's people who not scared of you. They don't care if you bigger or stronger than them. The Iranians we not winning this war, period. We not winning this war, period. We gonna win this war just like we won in Afghanistan. That's how a victory, if you count how we left Afghanistan as a victory, that's how it's gonna look like in Iran. We not winning this war. President Trump knows that. It was stupid to try to fight it in the first place, period. The American people, they letting you know how they feel about it. Your job approval rating on Fox News is 39%. You got a 39% approval on Fox News. On Fox News. On Fox News. And you put boots on the ground, your approval rating on Fox News gonna be 28%. You don't have to believe me. Ain't nobody care what you believe. You want me to say it for you again? Ain't nobody in Alabama could give a fart's breath about what you think if you live on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. Ain't nobody care. The only people care are the people you see. When you go outside your community politically, who you vote for in New York? Who they voting for in the South? They're not voting like you. They don't believe what you believe politically, and they don't care what you believe politically. It don't matter. It was a ginormous mistake, man. It's an error. That's facts. It don't matter about your opinion. I'm telling you what them polls gonna say before you run the poll. I'm telling you what they gonna say. I'm telling you what the polls gonna say after a month, 30 days after you put boots on the ground, run them same polls. And I'm telling you, 28% approval. President Trump, if you don't care, then do it. %28 approval. That's what's coming. 28%. Listen, if I'm out here giving you, I look at this, I'm just predicting politics. It's like a weather report. If I'm giving you the report, somebody come up and shake my hand, I'm gonna shake their hand. And if they come up and they like looking at me funny or laughing or smiling or whatever going on, it's irrelevant. The report's still the same. You got an election coming up in 100-some days. And you done try every trick in the book and the Democrats blocked you. And every trick in the book you tried. And they said they gonna sue to make sure you don't pull a trick on election day. They gonna sue you. The Democrats, they already said they waiting for you to try to pull something on election day. And they gonna sue you to ensure that you don't. Your Save America Act, you can't get it passed. It's not gonna pass. He ain't got nowhere to go. So instead, bro, I'm talking about in a box. I don't see how the Democrats didn't conspire with someone. Some Democrat, I know this, I'm sounding like Alex Jones now. Where Alex Jones at? I wish I knew him. I'll throw him a segment. I'll throw him an investigation. The Democrats didn't inspire Look at Miss Lori. Good, thank you, Miss Lori, for that $10 donation. If anybody want to donate to the channel right now, I ask that you guys will hit the button with the $ in it. Your donations are much appreciated. It's free to show love, man. If you haven't liked the video, double tap the screen for me, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit the notification bell, and I want to see everybody. Thank you guys. Give a like to Miss Lori for that donation, man. Listen, if any of you guys, the best way to donate moving forward, if y'all want to donate to the channel, those channel memberships, you know what I'm saying? The next week is the last week of the Tax the Rich tour. So those channel memberships, man, you can still hit the button with the $ in it to become a member of the channel, and your donations are much appreciated. Yeah, man, like I'm just being real. Miss Lori been with me from day one, and she know. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping it all the way 1,000 with y'all. Election coming up, bro, in 100 days. 100. A little over 100 days. An election coming up. And you fighting a war. Oh, man, Miss Lori gifted 5 memberships, y'all. We got to take a second, and we got to welcome 5 new people to the channel. Paul, I'm trying to see if H Violent, what's up, baby? I see you in here. Caleb, what's up? Thank you, Miss Lori. Y'all thank Miss Lori. Everybody thank Miss Lori for gifting those 5 memberships. If you guys don't know Miss Lori has been supporting this channel from practically day one, man. And I appreciate Miss Lori's support, man. I thank you so much for your support from the bottom of my heart. You know what I'm saying? It helps out. You know what I'm saying? It really does, man. Like, because I don't get support from nowhere else but you guys, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no Coca-Cola sponsor. We not big enough for that. But I'm going to just come out and I'm going to tell you the truth, man. I don't care how nobody feel. I'm not looking for fans. I'm not looking for support from Zoran Mundami. I'm not looking for support for AOC. I didn't look for support from Jasmine Crockett. I'm not looking for no support from no politician. I'm built, born, and bred differently. I be suing communities. I sue cities. I got a village. I sued a city in Mississippi. I got a village up here in New York. I'm finna sue a city. I'm finna sue a county. I sue governments. I don't need no support from a politician or nobody in your community. I'm bigger than your community. Portage, Michigan. Let's go to Portage, Michigan. Who know you in Portage, Michigan? Who knows you? Look, all of these people, you could be a bit. I'm talking about these people, Miss Lori, in Upper West Side. They live in $12,000 apartments. I take you to Portage, Michigan. You ain't gonna find 6 people who know you. You as big as you the man in your community. I got people where I'm from, homeboy. You the man in Goshen, Mississippi. Are you the man in North Houston, Texas? And y'all ain't even really the man, but you could be the man. I'm talking about America. I'm getting back to Colorado. I'm getting to California, man. I'm getting to the business. America, all 50 states. That's what Legal Wars Live is about. I'm looking at the opinions collectively of the people here. It's not, I didn't say their opinions didn't matter in the Upper West Side. I'm taking their opinions, Mississippi opinion, Louisiana opinion. You can't do that. When the last time you been to Michigan? When the last time you been to Ohio? When the last time you been to Mississippi? When the last time you been to Louisiana? When the last time you been to Texas? You get what I'm saying? And then when you do go to Texas, how many people you talk to? I record and interview people. I'm looking at the views of all of these people together, mixed together. Listen, if you could take the people that I talked to in Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, Michigan, and put them together, what's the prognostic? That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Looking at polls, I'm telling you, you ain't getting nobody else on the internet or legacy media. If you come to me for a direct prediction about something that's going to happen, it's straight money. It's straight money. It's money. It's money. I'm telling you, it's money. Straight money. And we could look at, I mean, anything you guys want to look at. There's no way in the world that before you put boots on the ground, your approval rating is at 39%. You put boots on the ground during the midterms with him not even being on one ballot and think you gonna win in Texas. And you are insane. You finna get drugged in Texas. Hey, Love Bear Jess, thank you for subscribing, baby. Thank you. You get drugged. Y'all think about it. Let's be real. Miss Lori, tell them, let's be real, Miss Lori. Tell them. What they gonna win? I'm saying, how a Democrat not gonna win president in 2028? Tell me how. Y'all gotta tell me how. What's finna happen? President Trump, he finna give the American people a gas tax stimulus. That's how they gonna recover, huh? He gonna give every household the $477 to $700 so far that they spent on this war. Every household in America is spending money on this war. How you gonna win an election? He lost 40 plus seats in 2018 and he wasn't fighting no wars. How he ain't gonna lose more than that this time with a war that all of America is against? It don't make no sense. And if you got on Fox News, if you at 39% disapproval right now, wait till you put boots on the ground. Wait till you finish listening to Secretary Rubio about the Iranians changing their behavior. Or wait till you finish listening to the rest of the White House about finishing the job. You are completely disconnected with reality, completely. And it's unbelievable. It's like a spell. It's like they cast a spell on this president. This president we know was I heard President Trump get out and speak to the American people, and he was talking about somebody in his cabinet in his first term, and he was saying how they was trying to get him to go fight a war with Iran. He was like, oh, they want me to go fight with Iran and I'm not gonna go do it in his first term. And I'm saying since that time, they cast a spell on my man. Miss Lori, Love Bear Jess, they didn't cast a spell on President Trump. Miss Lori says power to the people. And what I'm saying is, listen, since Miss Lori said this, I want to speak on this. His approval, the only number he has, he got 48% of the popular vote, okay? The only number that he has, I want to say this real quick. The reason he didn't get over 50% is because 3 candidates. So y'all Democratic Socialists, y'all think about that when you want to run 3 candidates next election. Yeah, you might be really popular with the American people, but you don't have the numbers to get a Democrat and a Democratic Socialist over that Republican, so remember that. It was a third-party candidate. That's why he got 48% of the vote. But it was still 3 million more votes than VP Harris. You see what I'm saying? So he started with 48% support from the electorate, and right now, every last one of his numbers is under 40% besides immigration. That's the only number he has that's over 40% is immigration. That's it. That's the only number he has is immigration, over 40%. And this is a Fox News poll. I'm saying, listen, y'all, they living in a different reality. Not a different world, a different reality. All of America can see this. All of the United States can see. He talking about putting boots on the ground. All of America can see this. But he don't have a choice. He completely boxed in. There's no choice. There's no option. He can't let the Iranians control the Strait because America and the world is less safe. Now you got to worry about the Red Sea. You're going to have to split your Navy up. You see what I'm saying? And then, like I'm saying, you fighting a war that's largely unpopular. The American people having to pay higher prices for gas, higher prices for everything. Boy, where he could go, where he could go. He see the same thing that we see. He see the chessboard, but where can he go? There's no way to go. He can't go left or he can't go right. There's nowhere to go. Where can he go? I want to get out the war, but you can't. There's no way out the war. He want to stop fighting, but the Iranians don't. That's why you don't pick on people. That's a lesson. This is a bully lesson. President Trump, you are learning the lesson of bullying people your whole life. You 80 years old, and this ain't not just him, America, but I'm saying this is a bully. So you bully these businesses, and you were success. You picking on a bully that don't care. They'll kill themselves as long as you don't win. They'll destroy themselves. You're not gonna win though. And we see it all across his government. Look at immigration. He got bullied. Bro, he governing instead of being strategic, instead like President Obama did, like VP Harris would have done. I'm just sorry. I think VP Harris would have been better at handling these sorts of situations. In business, it works. Oh, I'm going to put a 50% tariff on Canada, your top ally. One of your top allies. I guarantee you the Canadians. Bro, look up how many conflicts the Americans had militarily and the Canadians didn't assist. You going against your friends. He around picking on. I'm saying, listen, you got to make this make sense to me. Like, what do you gain? What do you gain from picking on Canada? I'm saying, if you say that the IRGC is a bad organization and someone needs to stand up to the mullahs and yada, 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 okay, so you go out there and saying you're going to wipe the Iranian civilization off the face of the earth. We can halfway get that. That's halfway funny. Miss Lori, Love Bear, can y'all tell me what do we have to gain from a beef with Canada? What do you gain from beefing with Canada? That's complete. I don't understand that. I don't see the strategy in that. What do you have? I mean, I could see what we could gain from J.D. Vance going over there and lecturing Europe, because I'm saying you want Europe to be a power that could stand on their own. But I'm saying, like, some of this other stuff, I don't understand what you have to gain from it that you doing. It don't make no sense at all. Y'all could try to make it make sense, but it really don't make sense, man. An hour and a half, man. Miss Lori, she done donated to the channel so we could go longer. It's Saturday, man. It's a beautiful day out here in Upper West Side of Manhattan, out here in New York City, man. It's cool outside. The sun shining, man. It's a gorgeous day. This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. If you guys have not liked the video, I ask that y'all double tap the screen for me. If you on a cell phone, it's free to show someone love. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure y'all hit the notification bell. Miss Lori added 5 new channel members to the channel this morning, so we should be back over 40 channel members. Y'all, this week coming up, this is the last week we doing tax to rich content. The last week. David said Canada needs forest management. Bernie Sanders said that's a weather crisis that's going on. I mean, that's global warming. That's what Bernie said. Bernie Sanders said that's global warming. That's what's going on. But y'all, but David, you said you blame it on forest management. But you don't pick. Listen, I would rather Canada make mistakes. Or the American calculus has been that Canada, you let these weaker countries take advantage, how President Trump puts it. You let them take advantage of you so you can have soft power. It's like you they leader, you they boss. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's like. It's like you the big dog. America big dog. The Europeans, they didn't feel a need to have to, Germany have to build its military, protect against Russia or Putin. America gonna do that for us. So in return, America gives and takes. But I'm saying whenever you give up your soft power, President Trump is giving up all of America's soft power. So you out in Iran, he gonna stretch our military out. Watch what I tell you, stretch thin. I'm telling you, I seen what happened when he fought against the Taliban. We all seen. This ain't nothing new. All the American people are aware of this. That's why his poll numbers are so low. Period. That's facts. Ain't nothing I said this morning ain't facts. We ain't talking about your opinion. We talking about facts. People talk their opinions. That's why they lose to me in court. I talk facts. I talk facts. All I talk is facts. I'm not talking how I feel. I can talk how I feel too. When I start talking how I feel, people don't like it. It's ugly. It's very mean. You see what I'm saying? I could be mean and ugly too. I don't talk my feelings. I talk facts. These are facts. I seen the last time America went to war with against an organization that is labeled a terrorist organization with guns was against the Taliban. How did that turn out? Hey, good morning, Ahmad. He said 60. It's not get up to about, you know this. So once you pass 53rd, I would say like 53rd down to probably the low. Once you get to lower Manhattan, Midtown, that look the same. I'm saying if you look up here, I'm saying once you get to about the pass up here where Central Park is, once you get to about the 60s, from about I say 59 or so or 60, all the way up to probably about 90. Once you get to about 89th Street, it start changing. You know what I'm saying? But it's all Upper West Side. It all's gonna look the same. You know what I'm saying? But nah, it's not 66th Street. If you guys haven't liked the video, y'all go ahead and double tap the screen for your boy Ghost Rider. Like the video. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all hit the notification bell so y'all could go live every time we go live. Someone says Trump is destroying America. See, might seem like I'm saying that Trump was destroying America today, but that's not what I was saying. What I was saying, he need to fix what he has already started. I messed up. I see that donation. I appreciate the donation, those gifts. What I'm saying is he need to fix what he's already started. What he has started is messed up. He's messing up what he started in Iran. If you're saying destroying America, I'm saying you have to have proof for that. But yeah, he is messing up some things. He definitely is. 10,000%. You guys see that dude walk around with his credit card in his hand, bro. Like, if I'm a victim of credit card fraud, I don't care if it's $10, I'ma sue you. I'ma sue the business. That's what you gotta understand about me. I sue for everything. You know what I'm saying? If somebody sue $50 for me, I'll sue that business for allowing that to happen. Especially if I know a clear situation in which it happened. If I could tell you the clear situation in which that happened, not only will I recover that little $20, I'm gonna sue you for that. You're gonna have a whole hospital bill. I sue for everything, bro. I sue everybody for everything. Real talk. That's why they don't like me, and that's why I don't care. Because I'm gonna sue you regardless. That's what I do. I sue people. You don't like it, and I sue people. That's what I'm saying. People think someone care about your opinion. No one cares about your opinion. I'ma just sue you. I don't care about your opinion. I'ma file a lawsuit on you. I don't care if it's I sue whole cities. You understand that? I'ma sue your whole community. I'm not gonna, I'm looking for that one person to sue, but I'ma sue your whole community. That's what I do. I'ma sue you. That's all I'ma do is sue you. Love Bear says the Central Park pool. I don't know if that's a pool, Love Bear. It is like a pool, but it's like, I don't know what you call that, a pond or whatever. But yeah, that's where we did Tax the Rich 10 at in Central Park, man. I think you guys are gonna love it. You know what I'm saying, in Central Park, but I used a hip hop beat to bring the content. So if you guys are hip hop lovers, or if you guys love that kind of music or like that kind of music, you know what I'm saying? Even if you don't like hip hop, the beat with the facts, I put facts on there. You know what I'm saying? That's what that next vlog is about. All my cases and lawsuits, man. This is called Legal Wars Live, so I'm not talking personal stuff. What you call personal is not personal. Me suing a municipality because their police are not correctly trained on handling persons with disabilities, that's not personal. That's going to benefit that whole city. If that judge forces those police, listen, in my settlement offer, I didn't put in there that you need to train your police, but that's coming. Just be patient. Wait till we get to that point. Wait till we get to that point. Yeah, your city needs to train their police on handling persons with disabilities. Facts. I don't care about your opinion. This ain't about caring about your opinion. Your mama and your wife care about your opinion. I don't care about your opinion. You got to realize that. When you realize that, you're going to be better off. When you realize that I don't care about your opinion or 10 people that pass by, I don't care about their opinion. I'd rather punch him in his jaw than care about his opinion. I'm going to punch him in his face before I care about his opinion. And that's not me being mean. That's who I am. That is love. This is the love. God will put you in hell if you don't accept Jesus. That's love. I'm not here to be your friend. That's what you got to realize. I'm a prosecute a case against your city. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here to be your friend. That's like Letitia James, y'all attorney general here in New York. She not here to be your friend. Her office is gonna prosecute a case against you. They gonna put you in jail. That's what they here to do. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to enforce U.S. law. I'm here to protect people with disabilities. I'm here to protect disabled veterans. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to protect black people and marginalized minorities. That's what I'm here to do. I'm not here to be your friend. Listen, y'all heard about Nolan Wells down in Mississippi getting killed, dying, right? They still investigate. Benjamin Crump, when he come to that city, to Mississippi, he not trying to be friends with nobody in that community. Who in Mississippi Benjamin Crump and Al Sharpton trying to be friends with? They saying you racist down here. They saying the sheriff's department not doing their job. They saying it's a cover-up. They come here to turn your city off. If I come here to do something, I come here to set your city on fire. I came here to correct errors and mistakes in reference to discrimination. America still has a lot of problems with discrimination. America still has a lot of problems with hate. That's what I come here to do. This is love. What you talking about? You discriminating on people. I'm telling you to stop. What I'm talking is love. This is love. Stop hating people. Stop discriminating on people. Stop trying to control and dictate people. That's why you in Iran, and that's why you finna bleed out. Because you gonna inflict pain on the Iranians. You gonna make them change their behavior. Just like the Taliban. Did you make the Taliban change their behavior? How many billions of dollars of, the Taliban right now, they riding around in American Humvees. The Taliban, the only thing you did is you went to Afghanistan. You might have killed some of them, but you gave them American equipment. All you did is you upgraded them. That's all you did. In the end, listen, because you offering the IRGC a sweetheart deal. With the memorandum of understanding, there's so many Republicans who does not or did not support that memorandum. So many. On the far right, they say he giving up the House, just like Obama did. They didn't want it with you. They'll take it from Obama. They don't want it from you. So you can't give them no sweetheart deal. They want to fight. That's what they want. They want to make you look stupid. They want to make you stop interfering in people's business. They want to make you stop trying to be a bully. They want to make you bleed out. The Democrats think it's just a problem between them and President Trump. When they take over, they gonna get it too. Just like Joe Biden got it too. Joe Biden, he got it too. So when they take over, they gonna get it too. I'm an equal opportunist. This is about America. It's not about you. It's not about your mama. It's not about Upper West Side of Manhattan. It's not about New York or New York City. This is about America, boy. Wake up. Hey, listen, you can't come in here and say, I can't have you say that. He is not a man from God. He's not the savior of the world or humanity. No, he is not. That's actually, that's impractical, and that is just not true. He is not. There is nothing to do with Donald Trump. Don't got nothing to do with God. Donald Trump don't have nothing to do with God. Something wrong with y'all mind. Y'all crazy. Y'all drinking something they putting in y'all water down there. I know you from the South. Donald Trump ain't got nothing to do with God. He ain't here to save nothing but that $2 billion that he made last year. That's the only thing he here to save. He has not got nothing to do with no God. You are insane. Stop the insanity. That's all I'm saying. Stop the insanity. That's all we talking about. That man has not been sent from God. Stop that. No, he has not. That's not an opinion. That's facts. Ain't no man who's saying 80 years. I could tell you some stuff. What if I tell you in his late 70s? I ain't even trying to put him out there like that. He has not been sent by God. That is a falsehood. He is not the savior of nothing. You telling me what's going on overseas, that's complete chaos. If anything, I say you could say he an antichrist. He'll be an antichrist before a prophet. He is not no prophet from God. He don't even, a politician's not a prophet. What politician you know has ever fulfilled? Like, that's not what he do. What are we talking about? He is not no savior from God. That is craziness. Republicans say that all the time. He is not that. I promise you that. He ain't no kind of savior. David said his approval is lower than his double chin. I don't know about lower than his double chin, but I know his approval is low. I'm talking about 39% approval rating on Fox News. That's low. That's real low. I don't care what. The reason why we using Fox News, because YouGov got them at 30%. YouGov got them going under 20. We using Fox News because that's a Republic. We could use all Republican stuff now. CNN, use that Fox News poll. You could use all Republican stuff to shut them up. Even amongst Republicans, his support has declined by almost 10 points amongst Republicans in a year and a half, 3 months before very consequential elections. What I'm saying, that's not true. I don't care about how you feel. You talking about how you feel. You talking about your opinion. I'm not talking about my opinion or how I feel. Everything I'm talking about is facts. That's what I'm trying. Trying to have a conversation about facts. I'm not trying to have a conversation about my opinion and how I feel. You trying to talk about how you feel like somebody care. Most people might care about how you feel. I don't. I don't care how you feel. Your mama care about how you feel. I don't care. I'm just being real with you. What's up, Michael? Democratic Party of the Devil of America, War Party of Europe. I don't know what you talking about, man. We need to put you in timeout, though. You know what I'm saying? We need to put you in timeout because you just talking some crazy stuff. I can't be reading that stuff. That stuff gonna mess my head up. That stuff gonna mess my brain up. God don't deal with sexually deviant, corrupt, lying individuals. Listen, those individuals are priests need to accept Jesus Christ as their personal savior and come to the knowledge of Christ. Don't make this about God. Let's stay on politics. If we talk about God, we're going to talk about Moses. We're going to talk about Abraham. We're going to talk about Paul. And if you want to talk about a political person, we're going to talk about King David, a man after God's own heart. Donald Trump don't even go to church. I don't go to church either. I ain't gonna say I'm a man after God's own heart, but I'm a real Christian. I practice Christianity. If I was married, I wouldn't cheat on my wife. That's practicing Christianity. Say the same thing about him. I'm saying, if I was president, I wouldn't be accused according to, hold up, Bond White, hold up, we can't be deleting no messages, Bond. We can't do that no more. Not if I pin a message, Bond, we don't delete that. I'm sorry about that, my brother. We can't. Not if I pin a message, we don't delete it though. Hold on a second, just a second, y'all. Yeah, so what R. Crease says is God don't deal with sexually deviant. That's factual. Let's be real. I'm saying, Bond, I'm sorry, bro, and I know you support the channel and I appreciate your love and support, but let's be real. He don't deal with that. Let's just be real. That's not factual. I'm saying if we being all the way real, it's just not factual. He don't deal with that. You can't say the man is a man of God. I know men that are godly men. They've never been accused of cheating on their wife. You could have made mistakes. Some men might have cheated on their wife. I know godly men that have cheated on their wife. But it's been 30, 40 years since then they changed. They ain't continually do it across their whole life. These men I'm talking about, you're not going to call them sexually deviant and liars and corrupt. If somebody say that you a liar or you a murderer, bro, that's the same thing Jesus told religious people that they are not of his father, that they are of the devil. Lying murderers, abide not in the truth, and a murderer. Jesus didn't go in the temple and say y'all are sexually deviant and y'all smoke weed. Y'all take nose up the smoke up the nostril. That was, he said they abided not in the truth, and he said that they were murderers. And these were religious people that Jesus said that were not of him. So I'm saying it's no way you could say President Trump ain't got nothing to do with God. Nothing. He was elected by the American people like Joe Biden was. Period. I say you could say Joe Biden probably, he might be more morally like whatever than Donald Trump. Joe Biden, his moral standards might be better than Donald Trump. I guess that's arguable. You know what I'm saying? But it's no way in the world you gonna tell me you done lost your mind. That's what's wrong with you. He ain't got nothing to do with God. Moses got something to do with God. Paul got something to do with God. King David got something to do with God. Donald Trump doesn't. You see what I'm saying? Say Barack Obama is a savior for God. But Barack Obama, his numbers, he spent less money, added less to the national debt. He did more for the American people. He didn't burn 500 tons of food. He didn't cut food stamps and listen, President Trump cutting food stamps. He cutting Medicaid. He cutting programs that help poor people. That's what Jesus was doing. He was helping the poor. Donald Trump burned 500 tons of food. I'm not. I don't care. You listen, propaganda. Just because you a Christian but you gonna make Donald Trump have something to do with God. Because you a Christian, a preacher, he gonna get up and preach a sermon where you trying to tell me that this man that, listen, is more ungodly than me. The preacher got a problem with me. But he's saying Donald Trump got something to do with God. Bro, that's what God said. In the last days, they're going to take the truth and make it a lie. And it's the churches that's doing this. In the church, the preacher is preaching that Donald Trump got something to do with God. He got a problem with me, though. I'm not having sex with nobody, yet alone not my wife at 80 years old or 79 years old. I could tell y'all some stuff you don't know. You understand me? I'm not lying and corrupt. I'm not doing none of that stuff. And he got a problem with me. But Donald Trump is sent from God. I'm saying, bro, y'all, you walking around believing a lie. You making the truth, you turning the truth into a lie. Donald Trump ain't got nothing, the first thing to do with God. Abraham got something to do with God. Adam got something to do with God. Cain got something to do with God. Donald Trump ain't one of them. Ain't no Americans asking, ain't no serious American asking you to be the 51st state. We know Canada ain't gonna be no 51st state. I'm a pin that. Spartan said, am I upset in prison? No, that's stupid. I'm saying, am I upset is, what Diddy was facing, and probably what Diddy has done in his lifetime, he could do a lot more time than what he can do. I'm saying if Homeland Security wouldn't have tried to get credit for going after a major American star and would have just allowed the state of New York and Letitia James and them to bring charges against Diddy for Cassidy Raptor like they did Bill Cosby, if they would have just brought them charges in the state, P. Diddy probably would have got 10 or 15 years. But Homeland Security was trying to be cute. And what P. Diddy did was not no RICO. He trying to say a bad boy is the equivalent of the mafia. They're gonna try to charge Diddy with a RICO. That's where they messed up at. He's not a mobster. Diddy is a sexual deviant too, immoral person. But he not walking around saying he's the savior of the world or a man of God. That's the difference between Diddy and Donald Trump. What is the difference between Diddy and Donald Trump? Because Diddy, I don't know if Diddy was on the Epstein list. Donald Trump in his 50s, Donald Trump at his age, he on the list that's worse than anything Diddy did. I didn't hear nothing P. Diddy did came out that said that P. Diddy was messing with children. P. Diddy wasn't accused of messing with children. That's the difference between him and President Trump. President Trump was accused of messing with a 14-year-old. A 14-year-old sued him and said that he had sex with her, whether it was successful or not. I ain't never heard no 14-year-old said Diddy had sex with her. That's the difference between Diddy and President Trump. But that's like saying that Diddy is the savior of the world. They the same thing. The black man gonna always go to jail for that. Listen, Mike Tyson and that Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, both got accused of rape at the same time. Mike Tyson went to jail, Robert Kennedy didn't. The black man always gonna get accused. And look, the black man gonna always make like he a worse person for the white man who do the same thing. If a bunch of black people would have went to the Capitol and did what they did on January the 6th, they would have been shooting. You ain't finna let no bunch of black people walk into the White House like you did white. Yeah, America still has a problem. And it's evident in New York City too. I'ma get on your head top, boy. That's what I do. I'm the racist pointer out. I'm Al Sharpton, boy. I'ma point out your racism. That's what I do. It's hidden. The racism ain't in plain sight like it used to be. It's hidden. I'ma point it out. You got black people in Mississippi, they racist. Black people in Mississippi racist against poor black people. I promise on everything I love. They conservative and they Republicans, and they don't realize that the system is set up against a black man. It's set up. So if you over there and you a black man and you over there in that system, you got black people who racist against other black people. It's unbelievable. The stupidity is palpable. It's unbelievable. Complete ignorance. I never drink your Kool-Aid. You can't tell me to come to South America with you and drink this cup of Kool-Aid and I'm gonna go to heaven. Y'all gonna drink that Kool-Aid because y'all all in that circle. Your community, your whole community will get destroyed. The entire thing. Ask Minneapolis. Whole community destroyed. 45 million, dummy. Y'all, you idiots. Racist idiots. You say New York City, I'm saying it's everywhere in America. That's what y'all gotta realize. I used to think that Connecticut and Massachusetts and New York City or Chicago would be less racist. You gonna see racism everywhere you go, in the blue states too. You gonna see racism. You ain't protected from racism as a white person because you in a blue state and you got a black friend. That don't protect you not from ghosts. Not from me. That don't protect you. I'm in New York City and I'm white and I got black friends and so I can't be racist. Nah, I don't wanna. I'ma sue you. I'ma sue you. You might not see you racist. You see what I'm saying? Like I could call your village, that village that I'm suing, they might not see I'm racist. Listen, you getting the same phone calls every village I go to. Every city I go to, you get the same phone calls. Every city, every community I go to, they get the same phone calls. How your city respond to them phone calls? You say, what's that phone call? Kick them out your community. That's the phone call they get. Every community I go to. In Ithaca, I had problems everywhere I go. But in Ithaca, they didn't respond like they did in that village that got sued. That village, they got a problem. Y'all racist. I don't care if you can't see it. You can't see your racism. We got black friends. We in New York. We in the blue state. You can't see your racism. You racist. In Ithaca, they not racist. The government in Ithaca is not racist. They're not. You a racist. There's no other explanation for you to respond like that. You racist. So yeah, in Mississippi, the only thing in Mississippi is more widespread and in the open. You know what I'm saying? Up here, people try to act like they're educated and inclusive. And if you educated and inclusive, but boy, I'm telling you, ask Mayor Mundami. If he ain't, they racist here too. Ask him. You racist in all 50 states. We got a problem. Yeah, we still racist in America. We got a problem. You might not be hanging people in New York and you hanging them in Mississippi, but we still got a problem with racism in America. Facts. I don't care what you say. In New York City too. Ask the mayor if he ain't experienced no racism. Ask him. Oh, you said I have a problem? I got a bunch of problems. 50 bag? A bunch of them. That's why I'm filing lawsuits. And that's why I want to file more. I'm going to protect U.S. law. I don't care. You think Letitia James, if she catch you doing something you ain't supposed to be doing, if she not crooked and corrupt, I don't care if it's the richest person in the state of New York, she going to prosecute him. Period. That's what her job is to defend that law. Don't discriminate against black people. Do I need to teach you what discrimination is? I don't think most white people know what discrimination is. I think that's the problem. They really don't know what the word discrimination means. That's why they say they're not racist. If you treat a marginalized person different, if you separating a marginalized person in your community, you a racist. You could say it ain't about race. You don't treat white people like, you don't treat people who don't have disabilities like that. You a racist. You don't know what racism is. You don't know what discrimination is. You don't even understand. Black people could discriminate against black people. Cause you don't understand it don't mean that I don't. They do it all the time. Black people are as racist or more racist than white people. They racist too. What we saying? You black racist, white racist. America got a problem with hatred. Always have. It hasn't been cured. And that's what I do. I'ma sue you. That's what you need. You need to get sued. That's what you need. You looking at President Trump and you can agree on the problems he got. Your community got problems too. You don't think you got problems in your community? I don't care what community you in. You got problems in your community too. If you separate a person from another group of people, that's discrimination within itself. You treat one person different than a group, that's discrimination. Black people do it to each other too. You don't even understand what discrimination is. Racial discrimination is based on race. Racial. But discrimination is discrimination. It don't matter what your race is. When the black people in South Africa discriminating on white people, it don't matter. It's still discrimination. If black person got color, y'all never heard of colorism. White people, y'all might not know this. But the dark-skinned black people, they discriminate on the light-skinned black people. Everybody hating another human being, you got a reason to hate him. You nothing like Jesus. You think you are, but you nothing like Jesus. I could see it and I understand. I'm way more like Jesus than the preacher think he is. He ain't nothing like Jesus was. Jesus wasn't going around pointing, bro, you stroking hatred. That's not unity. That's not peace. As long as you got the programs where, and I'll be able to tell you when they cut it out, as long as you running programs in your country where you separating people, you are stroking and hatred. That is hatred. That is a form of hatred. That is not unity. That's not peace. That's not love. That's hatred. That's discriminatory behavior. You don't separate people from the group. When you do that, that's discrimination. I don't care if it's black people doing it to black people, that's discrimination. If you break down the Americans with Disabilities Act and the language, and you start talking about whether or not you got a claim due to a disability or due to your racial, that's different. That's different than the actual definition of discrimination. What I'm saying is you don't need to be putting your foot in a discrimination pool. You over here in the discrimination pool, you gonna get sued eventually. If you delving into any sort of discrimination, I'm gonna sue you. You gonna be. Some people are not racist, and some people I'm gonna lift up. Ain't no white person ain't gonna, and with no power or money, gonna come out and say the N word, and they not gonna do it in public. They gonna be secretive and hidden with their stuff. But if you're a racist, you're a racist. It's right. I used to think, nah, boy, it's racist in all 50 states. America has problems. See, that's why it pays to go places if you're doing what I'm doing. It pays to get out and talk to the people and mingle with the people. You see what I'm saying? It pays. Because you will know. Because I didn't think it was racist in New York. I was dead wrong. Yeah, it's a bunch of white racist people in New York. They got problems too. It ain't no different because you in a blue state with a black friend and y'all got racism too, just like in Mississippi. It ain't no different. All 50 states. We got problems. It's facts. I'm talking about still hating people, still being a bully. Still hating people, still being a bully. We finna get the Iranians to change their behavior. We gonna go finish the job. Still hating people, still being a bully. This is where you bleed out at. You finna bleed out. Who think the United States could put boots on the ground in Iran and be more successful than in Afghanistan? Who thinks that? This is where you bleed out at. No more bullying after this. This is the end of your era of bullying. They still gonna be in America bullying American citizens, but I'm talking about the government has organized programs to bully American citizens. The government has organized programs to bully their own citizens. The government has organized programs where people in the community going around bullying people. I'm talking about an epidemic. And now we over there in Iran trying to bully somebody else. America has a problem. Bullies. You can't make people, like, I'm telling you, just it fundamentally wrong. Fundamentally wrong. The whole system is. Yeah, it is the world. But I'm not here talking about world problems. I'm not talking about problems they got in Italy and France and Germany. We talking about American. I'm not an Italian. I'm not French or German. I'm an American. And in America, I was wrong. Yeah, Massachusetts, y'all racist too. Yeah, Connecticut, y'all racist too. And New York City, y'all racist too. Ask Mayor Mondani. Racist too. All 50 states. America has a problem with racism. Period. All 50 states. You racist up here too. Yeah, they bullies too. You got communities in America bullying American citizens. I'm talking about the whole community. This ain't no conspiracy, boy. This ain't no conspiracy. The whole community bullying American citizens. America has a problem. A bunch of them. And that's why you think Trump is God or the savior. He the biggest bully. I'm saying that, listen, somebody on here saying a bully is the God or the savior because he the biggest bully of them all. America been bullying people way before President Trump became president. That's facts. America been bullying way before President Trump. So America elected the biggest bully of them all. And now that's why you done came. Look, the American people, they might not care that much. Some of them. Wait till November come though. Watch what's gonna happen in November. And the Democrats, you ain't safe. You gonna be getting it too. As soon as y'all get in power and y'all get rid of President Trump, you gonna get it too. You ain't safe. Bottom line, you gonna get it too. Everybody get it. Equal opportunists. Everybody get it. Equal opportunists. That's how you fix the problem. You got 340 million people in this country. The people who run this country, even the CIA, I'm sorry guys, I love y'all. Y'all bullies. Little nerd bullies. That's what y'all are. Homeland Security, y'all bullies. Thank you for the donation. That's just facts. Y'all bullies. Stop bullying people. Do your job without bullying people. What we see from ICE, they killing people, they bullies. You a bully, bruh. You said November, it should be way before November. The world's biggest power seen as a bully. Nah, listen, that's a good comment, Polly. That's a good, but Polly, it's not, no, it's because of what you doing. It's because of what you doing, Polly. You could be the big, look, Polly, I'm stronger, bigger than, listen, I was in the dispensary yesterday. And I got a disability, bro. I get into an argument with this dude. And I told him right there, I said, boy, I'll break your jaw. I said, I'll break your jaw. Listen, it was situations before the state troopers arrested me. I'll punch that boy in his face right there on the spot. I promise you on everything I love, bro. I'm telling you, right up there in Cortland Manor, you could go to state troopers, New York police in Cortland Manor. They got it on tape, on camera. It's on video, bro. I popped out the dude bigger than me. I punched that boy straight and we arguing. I punched that boy in his mouth. But you know what happened? The state troopers arrested me and they told me, if you put your hands on somebody again, well, these charges right here, we gonna bring these charges back. So you gonna been and punch somebody and we gonna try to give you some time. Are we gonna bankrupt you? They telling me, don't punch people in the face. You in New York, you not in Mississippi, you not in the South. We not gonna let you fight. In Texas, boy, I was getting down. I beat a boy in the in the face with a can of air freshener at Texas A&M in one of the libraries, bro. I put that on everything I love. The police showed up and laughed. But they said, hey, we in New York, you can't do that. So yesterday, I'm looking at, I know I'm finna whoop him. He talking, why he talking? Bro, listen, how I was, like, how I fight, while you talking, I'm gonna go ahead and break your jaw. As soon as you square up and you start talking, I'm not gonna let you get in no fighting stance. As soon as you start talking, I'ma swing on you, boy. I'ma break your jaw. But I'm sitting here looking at the dude and I know he weaker than me and he don't want to fight and he backing up and he walking off. I'm not gonna fight him. I'm not a bully. That's the difference between me and you. Bro, I was in my room. A gay dude, you know what I'm saying? I got a roommate, a gay dude, he gone now. He was in there, and he was in there popping off and talking, bro. I'm talking about he gay, he skinny, he got green hair, he 5'4", he weigh 100 pounds. I pick that boy up by the neck and I throw him in the to the Hudson River. You feel me? Yeah, that's what ghost is. You don't know me. That's what I done become. Bro, but when he was popping out, I was like, bro, I'm gonna ask you as a man if you want to square up. He laid down on the bed like he don't want to fight. See, that's America. You gonna go over there and punch him because you a bully. Or you gonna just go fight people you know you could beat up because you a bully. You ain't fighting China. You ain't fighting Russia. But you fighting people that you could beat up, that you know you could beat up. That's the definition of what a bully is. You a bully. That's a bully. That's America's problem. Is as simple as that. We bullies. Just because you got the power to beat anybody in the world don't mean you go fight fights. Just because I could beat up a lot of dudes don't mean I go around punching people in the face. That's what bullies do. Oh, imagine it's an old man let's say it's an old man around here. He's 70 years old and he a little pervert. Let's say he around here and I see him walking down the street holding a 12-year-old hand that ain't his granddaughter. He a bad dude. And I got the power to beat the snot out of him with my own. I could take his life with my bare hands. You understand that? Because I got the power to do it, don't mean I'm going to do it. He's 70 years old and he having sex with children. He's a bad person. Yeah, all of that is true. Iran is a bad regime. Everything you saying is true. No one's disputing that. Because I got the power to do something don't mean that I do it. That's what bullies do. Bullies pick on people that they could beat or they think they could beat. And that's how you end up. Listen, every regime that has ever failed, that's how they fail. Every regime that has ever failed, that is how they failed. They bit off more than they could chew. The United Kingdom, the British Empire, that's how their empire failed. They kept on running to every single skirmish trying to show their might and power. That's not what Jesus did. Jesus allowed them to crucify him, and he got all the power in the world. They trying to treat me how to have restraint. I show restraint. That's what real power is restraint. It's not picking on people weaker than you. It's not ganging up on one person. You a bully. Your government has a bully mentality. That's in every community across America. The government, you bullies. They got a bully. We need to redo the whole system. The whole system jacked up. And we on the clock of the decline of America. We are watching it happen live action. Because you finna go to Iran and bleed out. That's what's finna happen. America finna go to Iran and bleed out. Be there for 100 years like you was in Afghanistan and get embarrassed. Bro, let's play the planes of the American military leaving Afghanistan. Y'all want to play the videos? Let's play the videos of C-130s leaving Afghanistan running. You fleeing from the Taliban and you equipped